YouTubers and Dallas Cowboy fans? It's VA Dallas Cowboy fan coming back at you. Hope you like, share, subscribe, and comment down below on this video and on any of my other previous videos. Today, if you haven't heard the scouting reports and the injury reports and everything, Tyrone Crawford to IR. He's done for the season, so we can stop thinking about him taking up a rotational piece when the man was never fully healthy to go in the first place. We replace him with just a Hamilton, I do believe. He went undrafted to the Buffalo Bills, and then from there he went Green Bay, I do believe, then to Philly, then to Kansas City, and then to us. So he's been around a while, but his stats are like he only got 3 tackles, and that's really about it, like a half a sack in all his years experience. But he was picked up because he knows Chris Richard from their time in Seattle, actually. So he had a little bit of time spent there, and Chris Richard remembered him. But makes you just kind of wonder if he was any good. Why is he still on the street, you know? His build is 6'2", 315. But, I mean, aside from experience, the only difference between him and Trysten Hill is the fact Trysten Hill has no experience. I mean, the guy, Trysten Hill, is 6'3", 310. They're almost exactly the same build. So, you know, he's got to be bringing some experience to the rotational line or something to be picked up over Trysten Hill. Maybe they just don't have faith in him yet. But with Rod Marinelli, hopefully he puts that magic on it and he can do something. But, yeah, last checked. I didn't check this morning yet. But, as expected, everybody's trying to get back for this game. I think the only definite out for us is Anthony Brown. So Jordan Lewis will get the start, and hopefully he brings something new and nasty to this defense, because my God, we need it. And I'm tired of seeing Anthony Brown getting burned on a play, to be honest. Hopefully Jordan Lewis uses his instincts and athleticism to get us another pick like he's done before, because apparently maybe he's not as trained up as the top corners as far as not ever looking back for the ball. Byron Jones is going to give it a go. Hopefully he can be at least 90%. Because we don't really need 100% Byron Jones, because more than likely they're going to have Jeffrey side with Cheeto, because they know Cheeto can get ate up, unfortunately, and they want to have their best receiver against him, matchup-wise. At least that's my prediction. If I'm the coach, I'd put my best receiver on Cheeto, because it doesn't seem like the Cowboys are trying to slide safety help his way or anything. Put a linebacker underneath, something. You know, they just trying to man him up, and he's getting burned all the time. And when you do have a safety out there, Jeff Heath is taking bad angles most of the time and whiffing. So, you know, Byron, halfway decent, could probably shut down Aguilar or whoever's on the other side. Both are starting tackles. La'el Collins and Tyron are trying to give it the go. We'll see. I heard that Tyron has his ankle heavily bandaged up, and it's probably going to take an injection or something to try and get out there on the field. We'll see beforehand. Randall Cobb and Amari Cooper are also trying to give it a go. Amari is tough as nails. I mean, the man is trying to get out there on the field knowing what he can bring to this offense. But he also knows that he's hurt. So he's not trying to sugarcoat it, but he said if he can practice Friday, he's more than likely going to try and play Sunday. Cobb, it's great if he can get on the field, so that gives us more options, but He's been having a bad case of dropsies. So compared to Tavon Austin and Cedric Wilson, who showed up last week, I don't know if I'll take Cobb right now. I might let him just wait till after the bye week. Cooper as well, but we're going to need somebody. Devin Smith was not active last week, so that kind of hurt us in the receiving department, even though, you know, we got tight ends who can catch and running backs who can catch, but Lord forbid from this offense to ever figure that one out. Instead of just using 3 wide receiver sets all the time and not figuring out you have other people who can catch a freaking ball. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. That seems to be one of the bugaboos about our offense, is that if it's good, it's good. But when they see one hiccup, they like to revert back into their same old BS. And nothing's ever really going to change until the offense changes. And unfortunately, no matter who's the OC, is always going to be running a Jason Garrett offense. No matter who it is. As long as Jason Garrett's there and has his offense established and installed, it's never going to change. So, you know, I've seen some polls out there. If we lose, or should we lose just to get rid of Garrett, or is it worse to just take an L and get that humiliation, or to win and keep him? Because either way, it doesn't look positive for us if we keep him or not, because this offense is still going to be always his offense and it's not going to change anything now or bye week or at the end of the season. If we're just trudging along with the same old thing for the past decade, nothing's ever going to change until Jerry Jones makes that change. I mean, everybody said it. You fired Tom Landry on the first day, but you kept Jason Garrett for a decade. It makes no sense. We can't understand it. Because the hard-nosed accountability type coaches like Bill Parcells and kind of Barry Switzer, but Jimmy Johnson, they were gone. You ran them out of town because you want to take credit. You want to feel like you had your hand stamped all over this team, Jerry. But you make it worse by getting involved. Just sign the checks, let the personnel people like Will McClay do what they do, and leave stuff alone. Let the football people run the football team. Stop getting involved. They don't need your help. As far as the Eagles go, I heard the rah-rah about the coach pretty much guaranteeing a win, and then he backtracked it a couple days later when he said he didn't guarantee it, but if you read his statement, he basically guaranteed it. I don't know what he's talking about. He guaranteed going down there and beating us. So there ain't no backtracking from that. I mean, take it. You don't need the locker room material because you suck, Cowboys, and you need to just stop listening to outside sources and just man up. You don't need locker room material. You need to just get out your heads out your own butts and do your thing. But then you got Tank Lawrence going out here opening his big fat mouth, and he needs to shut it. He hasn't done anything on the field yet this year either. So if he's going to open his mouth and tell their coach that he doesn't play and that he needs to sit down and shut up, maybe you need to come out here and get about 4 sacks in a game or something, get some tackles for losses, or show up yourself. Because you play for this team, and you have done nothing. You might as well be on the sidelines. Shoot. Going out here like a dang on idiot, spouting off at the mouth when your whole group hasn't done anything. Anyway, I digress. Deshaun Jackson won't go. Their top couple corners aren't going to go. Peters isn't going to go. So yeah, basically all their people on the injury report are going to be their inactives anyway. Jalen Mills, they said, can be active and he will play, but we'll see. I mean, they got corners that can be beat. Their defense is just as bad as ours, where we have liabilities all over the place. So we'll see. This is one of those games where it can go either way, and we're basically exactly the same. No Eagle fans can sit here and say Carson Wentz is better than Dak, or your offense is way better. or your defense is way better, or your coaching is way better. We're both 3-3. Our stats are damn near identical. We're all getting beat by teams that we should beat or shouldn't beat. So there's no point to even argue with each other right now. Yes, somebody will have possession of first place in NFC East this weekend. But does that really mean anything? Does it really? Because look at the schedule. The next 2 games after Philly plays us, they got Buffalo and Chicago. And the way those 2 teams are playing, it's possible that after 2 weeks, the Eagles might drop 2 more games. Who knows? And us, we got a bye after this, and then the Giants. So you think if we lose, we got a shot to make up ground against the Giants, hopefully. But if we win, and the Eagles lose, and then they lose their next 2, we can go back up quite a bit, get a little bit of breather, because we'll have that bye to sit back and watch them play, and then we'll have the Giants hopefully we beat. So it's a toss-up. I mean, we can go anywhere out of this to be 5-3 in 2 weeks, you know, and they could be 5-3 in 2 weeks, or 6-3, or they can be 3-6. They can be 3-4. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of variables that's going to go into this game tomorrow night. But it's prime time. That's when the Eagles are going to want to show up the most, beat our butts, because that's how they do, and that's how we do. So we'll see. It's definitely, I think it's going to come down to coaching, because our players are almost identical all the way down the line. Y'all got Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. We got Witten and Jarwin. You got a top wide receiver. We got a top wide receiver if he plays. If not, Gallup will slide into that top wide receiver role. Hopefully he can not have a case of the dropsies and do his thing. We got the same type of running game. You got about 3-4 guys who run just as much as Zeke does in one. Your offensive line is hurt. Ours is hurt. Your defense is spotty at best, just like ours. You might get us on field goal kicking. That y'all definitely got us beat. And coaching, you probably got us beat. But y'all have made some boneheaded decisions, just like we have in the coaching department. So, I don't really do predictions because, face it, it's hard as heck to actually sit here and say the Cowboys are going to win 31-17 or something crazy like that. It's not even a point unless you're really good at that kind of thing. Because people have been off on the Cowboys for quite some time. So, we'll see, you know. Off to work. Gotta do our thing. Keep the people safe. Keep you all safe. And, I don't know. I might try to do a little bit of live stream during crucial situations of the game. Do some halftime talk. In the game talk, you know, depends on how it's going and if I stay awake, basically, because I'll be at work again tomorrow before the game. So, thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. Hope you liked the video. Feel free to watch any of my other videos. And you have a great Saturday. Peace.